Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 17 December 2020. It's Thursday night, 9 o'clock, 8 days before Christmas, and it's time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. If you can see this video right now, I am in the living room of my villa in Siesta Key, Florida, administering this sale. Of course, I'm shooting it ahead of time from the bunker in Northeast Indiana. We have an awesome sale tonight. Not high in quantity, just 30 items for your consideration, but guys, it's the good stuff, I promise. Let's see, before we get into it, I'm going to post the terms of the sale up on the screen for you. You're going to want to be familiar with and agreeable to those if you're new to this weekly event. I'm also going to post them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, you're going to find 4 links this week to previous videos. The first will be to my Primer for Buyers video, which is an expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. If you are a new buyer, please watch that. It explains how everything works and why. The second link to my FAQs for Consignors video. That explains how it works from the consigning seller's point of view. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original online sharpening service for the knife community. And let's see, the fourth link will be a link to last week's video, just in case there are any leftovers. And I'm also going to put those at the top of the inventory list, at the bottom of the description, at the top of the inventory list, at the bottom of the description, with their new prices for this week, because I'm unable to shoot fresh video since I'm in Florida. Clear as mud? I hope so. Below the links and below the terms, you'll find the inventory list with last week's stuff and this week's stuff, complete with timestamps and pricing. Number to the left of the slash is your as shown price. Number to the right, your as sharpened price if needed. There will be no next day sharpening this week. And frankly, most of the knives in tonight's sale already have my edge on them, or at least a good portion of them do. So if you want one of these knives that you purchase to come to you with an Apostle P edge, you're looking at about 4 weeks for sharpening. Let's see, I think that's it. I might throw the holiday schedule in the description too, because the next 2 weeks videos for the sale will be on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. I think that's about it for housekeeping. I'm going to get the terms up on the screen for you. I'll be right back with the inventory. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? Before I get into the inventory, remember, if there are leftover knives from last week, they will be in the inventory list right at the top with their new prices for this week, but none of them will be featured in the video portion of tonight's sale. So first up with the fresh stuff, we have one from Bestech. This is the Bestech Paladin, actually a pretty sweet little design from Bestech. 3D machined and blasted satin G10 handle, stainless steel liner lock knife with a flipper, gorgeous blade. D2, two-tone, 3 9/16 inches in length. The handle is 4 7/8. You get a polished tip-up right-hand clip. There is your lock engagement on the stainless steel liner lock. It is rock solid. Blade centering on this one is right down the middle. I think this is a ball bearing pivot on this thing too. Sure feels like it. Condition on this is like new, no box. Who really needs the box for a Bestech, right? Very, very cool knife. Let's see, you can buy these from your favorite web retailer for about 52 bucks. Of course, at that price, you're probably going to have to pay some shipping. Or just buy this one, stuff it in a stocking. Your price, 40 bucks, shipped, priority mail. No sales tax. 60 if you like it with an ApostleP edge on it. That is the Paladin in D2 from Bestech. Next up, we have a timeless classic, my friends. From the Kershaw Knife Company, we have an American-made Blur with that gorgeous OD hard anodized aluminum frame, the Track Tech inserts, the best thumb studs ever, speed safe spring assist mechanism, DLC coated blade of Sandvik 14C28N. There's your lock engagement, plenty deep, rock solid. Centering on the Blur is right down the middle. We're going to call this near mint, no box. I think I noticed just a little tiny bit of burnishing on the end of the clip. The only thing that keeps it from being like new, really no edge wear at all. So let's see. I think you can actually buy this configuration brand new for between $63 and $68 web pricing, or just buy this one. 45 bucks all in, shipped, priority mail. 65 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the Kershaw 1670 Blur. Next up, from Steel Will Knives, we have a F25 Modus. Now, this is one of the Chinese-produced steel will knives. It's going to come with like a forest green FRN handle, black backspacer, polished reversible tip-up clip. It is a flipper, but I believe it is on washers. The blade on the Modus is D2, 3 1/4 inches of beautifully set and finished sheep's foot. 4 3/8 inches is your handle length. There is your lock engagement on the stainless steel liner lock. Its lockup is dead solid. Its centering is close. I'm thinking it, man, it's, I don't know why I wrote close. It looks pretty perfect right now. Condition on this one, I'm going to call it like new in the box. If it's not like new, it's very near like new. Web pricing on the Modus at your favorite online retailer is going to be 51 bucks. Of course, at that price, you're probably going to have to pay shipping. Or just buy this one, if this is the color Modus that you want, as close to new as you can get, and it's only $40 shipped, priority mail to your door. 60 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the Steel Will F25 Modus. Next up, we have one from the Wee Knife Company Limited, and it's one I've never seen. Let's see, the label on the box says it's the model 715A, otherwise known as the Ignition. The Ignition. So what do we got here? Well, we have a 4.5 inch handle, G10 scale on the show side, titanium frame lock on the working side. We have a 3 3/8 inches two-tone blade of VG10, Japanese stainless steel. Nice little recurve. Gorgeous hardware, milled clip, proprietary hardware. Steel inserted frame lock, there's your engagement. It is a ball bearing flipper. Lock up is rock solid. The centering is going to be off to the left a little bit as you're looking at it, guys. It is like new in the box. Very snappy flipping action. You got 3 3/8 inches of blade, 4.5 inches of handle. This knife is actually out of stock everywhere as I was looking last week. They were $125 when they were available. This one can be yours like new in the box. 85 bucks. $85. 105 with an Apostle P edge. That is the WE 715A ignition. Next up, from Spyderco by way of Taichung, Taiwan, we have a Gayle Bradley 2. Now this will show up in your inventory as Spyderco Gayle Bradley 2 #1, because we have another one coming up later. So this is the second, more more millennial friendly Gayle Bradley, a little easier to operate. The carbon fiber over G10 laminate scales, the slightly revealed polished edge stainless steel liners, PVD coated hourglass clip, a gorgeous hollow ground drop point blade with a bidirectional satin finish, a graceful swedge fashioned of CPM M4. Yep, there is your lock engagement on the thinner than original Gayle Bradley 2 lock. It is still rock solid, plenty of meat on that lock. Blade centering is right down the middle. Whoops, flicking action is better than that. Just a beautiful example. I'm going to call this one near mint to like new in box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. Your price on this one, $140, $140, then $165 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. By the way, when I sharpen these, I do extend that choil just a little bit to get rid of that little funkiness at the back that most of them come with. Okay, so this one's in your inventory, guys, as Spyderco Gayle Bradley 2 #1. Next up, I think this is a 2020 offering from Spyderco. It comes in the pouch, and the tag says it is a swayback, and it is a swayback. Pretty cool little knife, but not exactly a fidget flicker. A gorgeous crowned and sort of blasted then acid stonewashed titanium handle. It is a steel inserted titanium frame lock, and it's got that sort of highline finish, that shimmery, almost mirror stonewash. Blade steel on this, I'm not sure if you can read it because it's kind of small on the ricasso, but it's CTS XHP, which is a beautiful slicey steel. Blade length on the swayback is 3 9/16. Handle is 4.5. You think it likes to draw cut? Yeah, I think it does. Kind of a stubby nosed Warncliffe. I really, really like it. Hollow ground, nice and thin. Polished hourglass clip. Standoffs. Action is luscious. Lockup is rock solid. Centering on the swayback is perfect. You do kind of have to dig for that hole. You're not going to be flicking it out. I'm not sure if I tried to lefty middle finger it. I bet I could get good at that. I bet I could if I owned it. It does have the reversible clip. Condition on this swayback is like new in the box. Map pricing on this knife, you want to buy a brand new one, is $273, but guys, they're not doing that in the secondary market. I found them listed in completed listings on eBay between $180 and $250. This one, a beautiful example, like new in the box, can be yours for $185, and then $205 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the swayback from Spyderco. Next up, it's another one of my favorite boxes. Inside it resides a pair of 3 in S35VN. Yeah, of course they had to do this knife. You got the brown G10. You got a satin blade of S35. Whoo! Super free action, but still rock solid lockup. Blade centering, I wrote it down as perfect. Pretty doggone close. It is absolutely like new in the box. This was a distributor exclusive to Sportsman's Supply, which supplies lots of small retailers. They're out of stock new. On completed listings on eBay, they're selling between $145 and $249. I think the one on the bottom of that scale was kind of a turd, but this one's like new in the box. It can be yours for $150, $150, and $170 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Spyderco Pair 3 in your inventory as Pair 3 BRN S35. Okay. Next up, I have never had one of these in my hand, and it is really cool. From Spyderco, we have a Native Chief in black G10. A Native Chief. Where do they make this thing? Well, it's made in Golden, Colorado, USA Earth, because it's a Native. Guys, I'm telling you what, it's got sort of an elongated hourglass clip. It's a long knife. 5 1/16 inches closed. You got the Almar midlock lockback mechanism and a beautiful, long, skinny, leaf-shaped blade of S30V. Blade length is 4 1/16. It'll take any grip you want to grab it with. Forward choil. Come back to the back choil. Let's see, how did they do on their hafting? The lock bar is flush when open. It's flush when it's closed. They just did a stunning job on this knife. Satisfying snick when it comes open. And let's see, lockup is rock solid. Action is free dropping. Blade centering on the Native Chief is perfect. What a gorgeous blade. It is like new in the box. You can buy this knife brand new at your favorite online retailer for $168 MAP pricing, or just buy this one like new in the box, ready to rock, $135, and then $155 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Spyderco Native Chief. Next up, it's another Spyderco from Golden. Let's see, the box says it's a Pair 3 CPM Rex 45, but check this out, guys. First of all, you get a little key fob that says "Stay Sharp" on the backside, cutleryshop.com. Yes, this is the Cutlery Shop Rex 45 edition. Orange G10, but wait, it's also got blue G10. There's your Rex 45 blade. Free swinger. Rock solid lockup. Blade centering on this one is close. I think it favors the left very slightly. It is like new in the box. This model is currently out of stock. They are selling on eBay. I looked at the completed listings in a price range between $202 and $250. This one can be yours. Shipped priority mail, $190. $190 like it is, $215 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory. Is Spyderco Pair 3 ORBLU Rex 45. Next up, here is a stretch I've never seen. Check it. Spyderco Stretch 2 Ivory. Really? Yeah, this is kind of cool. It's just a VG10 Stretch 2, but look at that. Ivory FRN. Kind of attractive, I think. So in the education letter in the box, and I really didn't know this, but the Stretch was envisioned by Spyderco as a folding hunter. Yeah. Doesn't that look cool? Let's see. Rock solid lockup. Nice free action. Centering on this stretch is going to be doggone near perfect anyway. Let's see. Flicks out nicely. Locks up rock solid. VG10 is your blade steel. Okay. Don't think they made very many of these. It was a sprint run. It's discontinued and out of stock. I did find some having sold on eBay between $107 and $150. This one's absolutely like new in the box. It can be yours. Shipped to your door, priority mail for $110. And then $130 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the Spyderco Stretch 2 Ivory. Next up, we've come to that moment, guys. The moment that happens to me every week. This is the save me from myself moment. Actually, one of two. I had one of these a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and just as I was ready to mark it sold to myself, I got an I'll take it, and I sold it. This is the Spyderco Canis CF. A super cool knife, and not a knife that you would normally think I would like. So it is a compression lock knife with that new, more deeply textured carbon fiber over G10 laminate, reversible 4-way pocket clip on this one. And then there's this. An S30V blade, 3.5 inches in length. And here's why I normally wouldn't like it. I don't like nightmare grinds. I just like knives that get the job done. I prefer full flat to hollow. This is kind of a low saber hollow grind, but it's ground thinly, and the satin is absolutely gorgeous. The handle is 4 3/4 inches long, and it's kind of different in the hand. But when you first grab it, it's like, where does my hand want to be? And then when you find it, it's like, oh yeah. So lock up, it's got a, I need to adjust that. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. There still might be just the slightest hint of play. That's got to be a ball bearing pivot, doesn't it? But super cool knife, guys. Wow. It is like new in the box. And these are selling brand new at your favorite online retailer for $192. This one, like new in the box, can be yours for $150. Please buy it so I don't have to. I bought, my Christmas budget is shot. So $150 like it is, $170 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Canis from Spyderco. Next up, from Cold Steel Knives, one of the last as founded collaborations between Lynn Thompson and Andrew Demko. It's the AD15. Seems to be the configuration everybody likes. The green G10. And the S35 VN blade. Just a beautiful knife. Got the scorpion lock. It's rock solid. And this one has really sweet action. And the centering, I don't know if it's either perfect or just fractionally off to the right, but beautiful example. A beautiful example. It is like new in the box, and it can be yours. You're not going to believe this. And this is this price because one website put these on sale. And so I'm lower than that one website by $10. This AD15 can be yours like new in the box for $140 shipped priority mail, $160 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. Next up, we're going bold with a Dmitry Sienkiewicz design knife from ZT. It's the 0460. The sort of Persian trailing point Sienkiewicz design. You get that brown and black carbon fiber on the show side. Beautiful stonewashed titanium frame, kind of a small profile clip. And a lot of these 460s have a little death lock problem if you try to open them with finger pressure on the lock bar, but not this one. It flips beautifully. This might be the best flipping 460 I've ever had in my hand. Just gorgeous. There is your lock engagement with the steel inserted titanium frame lock. There is your centering, and it is right down the middle, perfect. Lockup is rock solid. Just a great example. Might be the nicest one of these I've ever had in my hand. It's like new in the box. If you want to buy a new one of these at your favorite knife website, it'll cost you $150. ZT map pricing. This one can be yours, like new in the box, shipped priority mail. $120, guys. $120. And then $140 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the ZT0460. Next up, oh my, this one is a Spyderco that, I don't know, man, it was a polarizing knife when it was available in the market, and it didn't stick around long, but we got one. This is the Spyderco Shemp Bowie. So, you know, love them or hate them, the design eye of Ed Shemp is unlike any other, and he wanted to do a folder that emulated an American Bowie knife, and this is what he got. So sort of a modified coffin-shaped handle, and then these brass bolsters to emulate the crossguard of a Bowie fixed blade, but in a decidedly Shemp profile, isn't it? S30V blade, 3 5/8 inches in length. This is wearing an edge by the TheApostleP Knife Service, and it's still razor sharp. It is a stainless steel liner lock knife, and you kind of have to get a little practice to disengage that lock. It doesn't make itself readily available. You kind of have to get it in the quillion. So yeah, 3 5/8 inch blade, 4 11/16 inches a handle. It's that carbon fiber over G10 laminate. You have the deep carry paper clip in PVD black, and this one I would call it like new, but it has my edge on it, and then you've got just a little patina on the brass from being in the box, which I think you probably want to leave there. I think. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Let's see here. There's your blade centering. It is perfect. They are discontinued and out of stock. Prices vary wildly on eBay. Guys either love them or they hate them. Between $140 and $205 I found completed listings for. This one can be yours. Near mint in box with an ApostleP edge. $150, guys. 150 on the Shemp Bowie TAP. Oh, guys asked me this week, a couple of them, why does it say TAP in the inventory? Because they have an edge from TheApostleP. If you have that question in your mind, that's your answer. Next up, another one from Spyderco, another one from Taichung, and this one, pay attention, guys, it's the second of this knife in the sale. This is the Spyderco Gayle Bradley 2 number 2 TAP, because it's got my edge on it. So we have the carbon fiber over G10 laminate, these slightly revealed stainless steel liners with a little thinner profile than the original Gayle Bradley to make it easier to use for guys with delicate fingers. You have a hollow ground drop point blade with a bidirectional satin and a gorgeous swedge fashioned of CPM M4, and this one has an unbelievable, dangerously sharp edge from the TheApostleP Knife Service. There's your lock engagement right where you want it. It's rock solid. The centering is right down the middle. Action, pretty good. Pretty doggone good, actually. Near mint in box, edge noted. It is discontinued, out of stock. It can be yours for $150. Shipped priority mail. That's Spyderco Gayle Bradley 2 number 2 TAP. Next up, Another Spyderco, this one from Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. It's the Native 5 FG. What does that mean? Well, this was a dealer exclusive for Knife Center. They went with the foliage green G10, and then they sanded it smoother anyway. It's got a very subtle texture. Beautiful. Black clip. And let's see, blade steel on this one, CPM S90V. And it's wearing an edge. No, it isn't. It's got a factory edge on it. I thought I sharpened it, but I guess I did not. So this one absolutely like new in the box. Let's see. Free drop in action. Rock solid lockup. Blade centering is, I'm calling it perfect. It is like new in the box. This Knife Center exclusive is discontinued and out of stock according to their website. There is a scalper website called Country Knives that has them available for $250. This one can be yours for $150. $175 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. That is the Spyderco Native 5 FG S90V. Next up, man, I did not know how hard to find these knives are. This one is a Domino with the blue weave carbon fiber. Man, guys, look at that, would ya? Got a little custom lanyard tied on. CTS XHP blade, wearing an ApostleP edge that almost, the sharpener almost cut himself on it during the sale video. It's sharp. There is your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Blade centering is down the middle. Flipping action, very solid. Condition is near mint in box. Edge noted, right? Now, this is another knife that's discontinued and out of stock, and that's, I call it a scalper website, Country Knives. They grab up discontinued stuff and jack up the prices. They've got them for $250. There were 0 available or completed listings of this knife on eBay. Your price, $210. Already rocking the ApostleP edge. $210, and that's in your inventory as Spyderco Domino Blue Weave TAP. Next up, it's a Spyderco from Golden, and the box says it's a Manix 2 Brown Black S90V. So this is a Spyderco Sprint, and I don't think it was attached to any retailer, but check this out. I see 3 colors in there of G10, and it's kind of like a marble configuration, and it's smooth, kind of a satin finish. All black hardware, black DLC coated blade, S90V. Isn't that something? Now this has its factory edge on it. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is right down the middle. Action is beautiful. It is like new and in the box, and guys, it's discontinued, it's out of stock. I could find 0 pricing references for this knife. So I think I'm erring on the low side. This one can be yours for $195. $195. Then $220 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Manix 2 BRN BLK S90V. Next up, we're sticking with Spyderco, and we're staying in Colorado. Another Manix 2. This says Manix 2 Brown BK M390, but it's not. It does not have a black blade, so that is an incorrect box. It is brown. It is M390, but it's got a satin blade and bright hardware. Whoops. This one I found the action to be just a little on the sticky side. Rock solid lockup. You could probably break that knife in just fine. Centering is beautiful. It's absolutely like new in the box. Your price on this one, $150. $150 like it is. $175 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. Like new in the box. That's in your inventory. Is Spyderco Manix 2 BRN M390. Next up, we sold last week the black bladed version of this knife. I can't believe how these are hot, guys. People buy them quick and they pay a lot for them. From Spyderco, whoops, we have a Paramilitary 2, but it's got some orange G10, and it's got a blade of CTS XHP factory edge on this one. Let's see. Rock solid lockup. Fine action. And the blade centering appears to be perfect. These were a dealer exclusive sprint run for Cutlery Shop. They are out of stock. I did find completed listings for this exact knife on eBay. Sold units between what? $250 to $360. This one can be yours. Shipped priority mail. $235. Like it is. $260 with an ApostleP edge. Like new in the box. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Pair 2 OR XHP. Next up, this knife, you guys are gonna want some. I know you are. From Spyderco. Golden, Colorado, USA Earth, we got a Paramilitary 2 Cru-Wear. But this is not the smooth black G10 version from Knife Center. This is the gray G10 Spyderco Sprint. And it just so happens to have an edge from some guy in Indiana. I say this every time I run a Cru-Wear knife on this sale. If you haven't experienced the edge on a Cru-Wear knife, you haven't lived. It has hardness and edge retention that approaches M4. It has toughness that approaches 3V. It is easy to sharpen, which I don't know how that works, but it's true. And it takes a super keen edge. This one, rock solid lockup, nice free action. Blade centering is perfect. It would be like new in the box, but for my edge. Okay, so some might say better than new. These things are selling at crazy numbers, up to $399 on eBay. This one though can be yours, ready to rock with my edge, $220. It's in your inventory as Spyderco Pair 2 GY Cru TAP. Next up, more Spyderco, more golden, more Paramilitary 2. Oh, look at that model number. I see an M and a 4. This is the Blade HQ dealer exclusive Paramilitary 2 with the natural or Jade or Ghost G10 and black hardware and a black DLC coated blade. I love the way the black comes through that G10. I'm just saying. CPM M4. And this one does not yet have my edge. Let's see. Lockup is perfect. Action is brand new right out of the box. There we go. Blade centering, kind of hard to see, but man, might favor the left as it closed that time, just a hair. It is like new in the box. Blade HQ is currently out of these. They never run very many of them, and they sell out right away. eBay completed listings on sold knives in a snapshot in time of last week when I cut this video. They were between $222 and $365. Are you kidding me? This one can be yours, brand new in the box. $210 like it is $235 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Pair 2 Jade DLC M4. Next up, we're still in golden with the Spyderco Knife Company. We got another pair too. BK M390, the box says. This is the bento box, dealer exclusive with that bright blue G10, black DLC coated blade. In Bowler M390, it's absolutely factory fresh, like new in the box. Rock solid lockup. Nice free action. And the blade centering on this one, perfect. Like new in the box. Now these are currently in stock at Bento Box for $200. This one can be yours, and I would say you don't need to worry about how it's going to act, because this is a nice one. Okay, your price $180, like new in the box, $205 with an ApostleP edge. That's all shipped, priority mail. This one's in your inventory as Spyderco Pair 2 Blue DLC M390. Next up, why was I so specific on that description for the last one? Well, here's why. We got another one. Another blue bento box M390 Pair 2. This one, bright hardware satin blade. And this one, by the way, is wearing an edge from the TheApostleP Knife Service. Let's see how they do. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's good. So let's see. Lockup, solid. Well, let's see. It's not swinging like a. It's not swinging like a gate in the wind, but it's pretty good. Blade centering right down the middle. Let's see. Near mint in box with an ApostleP edge. The only reason not like new is because of my edge. These are currently in stock at Bento Box for $180, but this one's got $25 worth of my sharpening on it, right? So if you bought one in Bento Box and had it shipped to me to sharpen, and then you paid shipping, you'd have you'd have $213 in your knife, or just buy this one with my edge already on it, $190. That's the Spyderco Pair 2 BLU SAT for satin M390 TAP. Next up, okay, we're done with Spydercos. Brings a tear to the eye. But how about a couple Benchmades? First up, we have a 940 Osborne. Just a 940 Osborne. That's all it is. Green aluminum handle. Purple titanium backspacer. This is wearing a polished split arrow clip, which goes very well with the polished edge on the S30V blade. Yep. This is one I have sharpened for this customer, and I don't think he ever used it. Okay. Let's see. Rock solid lockup. Beautiful action. Blade centering is close, but not quite. Oh, now it looks pretty perfect. I think it favors the left ever so slightly, but it's a super fine example, guys. If you get your finger off the blade when you try to open it, it works better. Yeah. Don't think I found a mark in it. No, it's pretty beautiful. So they just keep making them and they keep creeping up. They're $187 brand new. Benchmade map pricing at your favorite web retailer. This one can be yours with my edge already on it, $165, $165. That's in your inventory as Benchmade 940 TAP. Next up. Okay, guys, if you haven't bought one of these, if you love Warren Osborne, God rest his soul, and you haven't bought one of these, here you go. This is the Osborne 928 Proxy, the knife designed by Warren before his death and produced by Benchmade after he passed. And frankly, it didn't sell well. It was discontinued rather quickly. It's got sort of Strider ergonomics and some people say a little wasted space. You have beautiful tan 3D machine and blasted finish G10. You've got a blasted titanium frame with that Osborne sculpting. It's a frame lock with a steel insert that is also the adjustable monolock lock face. I'll show you that. So the insert is a hex, and each facet is a different distance from the center, so you can adjust where your knife locks up. This one locks up absolutely beautifully. It flips perfectly. It is centered right down the middle. It does not have a mark on it. And it has an ApostleP edge on that 20 CV blade. First production knife, $598 of 1,000. I think this is the most perfect Proxy I've ever had in my hand. It's beautiful. I think these things weren't they well over 300 bucks? I believe they were. I bought one brand new and didn't keep it. I say this is a perfect example. It's wearing my edge. It's 175 bucks, guys. If you don't own one and you think you need to as a user or just as a piece of history, that's a great buy. 175 on the Benchmade 928 Proxy TAP. Next up, one of my favorite ZTs ever. It is in fact built like a tank. It is the ZT0550 Rick Hinderer. Just a stunning example, guys. So this would be a late generation knife because not only does it have the deep carry clip, it also has the steel inserted lock face, which the originals did not have. This is a thumb stud knife on washers. You ready? Perfect centering, perfect action, snappy detent, rock solid lockup, and it is an S35 VN model, and it's wearing an ApostleP edge that doesn't appear to have been used since I sharpened it a few years ago for this consignor. It would be like new in the box were it not for that edge. It is long discontinued. I've said this a lot tonight, but it's true. I saved the primo stuff for this vacation week sale. This might be the nicest 550 I've ever had in my hand. It is gorgeous. Your price, $180 with an ApostleP edge. It's a ZT0550 TAP. Okay, that was one of my favorite ZT knives ever. Next, my favorite ZT knife in the history of zero tolerance. It is a real beast. It is a ZT0630 CF M3 freaking 90. Guys, this is an unobtainium knife. Not only is the 630 model completely discontinued in every configuration, I could not find a pricing reference for one of these anywhere on the internet. Look at that carbon fiber. Yeah. And there's your M390 blade, and it's wearing an ApostleP edge, and it's really sharp. There's your lock engagement, steel inserted. Yeah, geez, just so gorgeous. Emerson clip. You got your Emerson disc, your Emerson wave. Let's see, lockup is rock solid. I think the centering favors the lock bar ever so slightly. You could probably loosen the pivot a little bit, but hey, how much do you really want to loosen it? There's no play and it swings freely. Other than the fact that it has my edge on it and a custom lanyard, it'd be like new. I would buy this, but I don't. Frankly, I think it's worth way more than we're asking for it. I'm so conflicted. I don't own a 630, and this is the nicest 630 they ever made. And it's already got my edge on it. Your price, $260. That's in your inventory as ZT0630CF TAP. Next up, another one from ZT. This one also a real beast. This is the Todd Rexford designed ZT0801 Ti flipper. So this would be the natural titanium with the 5-hole pattern, the more interesting handle on the 801. Okay, deep carry ambidextrous clip, and check this out, guys. It's got an S35 VM blade, but what happened there? What? Look at that. Yeah, this is a little job I did when this knife was new. Not only does it have my edge on it, but some people think the 801 really needs a forward choil. So I did that on this one. Came out pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. Other than that, the edge and the choil, it would be like new, so we'll call it near mint. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. There's your centering, and it's perfect. And your flipping action, fingers on lock bar, flies out like a rocket. Can't get no better than that. Your price on this one, shipped to you, rocking an TheApostleP Edge, $190. That's in your inventory as ZT0801 Ti TAP with choil. Next up, we have the last knife in the sale, and man, is it a nice one. From Hinderer Knives, we have an XM18 3.5 inch. It is in the wrong box because it does not have an M390 blade. It is a harpoon sponto, and it doesn't have a blue scale. It's got a black scale. Who knows? Who knows? There's your black G10 scale. It does have blue on it. Oh yeah, blue anodized stonewash frame and clip, bright hardware. And then it does have a harpoon sponto blade, stonewash, but it's 20 CV. And it's wearing an TheApostleP Edge. And I don't think he ever used it since I sharpened it. It's sharp. Yeah. I think that knife is an absolute stunner. Yes, I do. And here's the other thing, guys. This is a Gen 4 or 5. I can't keep them straight, but it's a free dropper, perfectly centered, and here's the flipping action on washers. And here's the thumb stud action, even with the crisp detent, it still opens. And how's the lockup? Well, it's a Hinderer, so it's perfect. There's your engagement. What a beautiful example. It's as good as it gets with an TheApostleP Edge. I called this, I wrote perfect example exclamation point in the copy. I think it is. Your price, $340. No need to sharpen. That, my friends, brings us to the end of another Thursday night knife sale on the TheApostleP channel. I think I'll go walk on the beach now. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a Merry Christmas. I will talk to you soon. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking.